to another Granny Squares Tuesday. We are on week number 17, and I am doing some batch recording today. So if you are new to my channel, this is a series where I have been working up the floral. I picked out 20 floral styled granny squares to make kind of a springtime throw. This book has 23 different designers in it, and prior to this project I did not really have a whole lot of experience working with granny squares, but I really have to say I'm really enjoying this and I recommend this book. There are a few discrepancies between the written instructions and the chart patterns, but nothing that I haven't been able to figure out. So yeah, I definitely recommend this book, guys. Some of you have asked me for tutorials on some of the squares that I have shown, and due to copyright issues I am not able to do any tutorials, and I haven't heard any word back from a couple of the designers that I have emailed about getting written permission to do so. So that is why I haven't really done, that's why I haven't done any tutorials on these squares, as I haven't been able to get written permission. However, what I am going to do is I am going to show you guys their version in the book, compare it to the version that I made up. We'll talk a little bit about it. And at the end, when we get to week 20, I will show you guys what all of them look like laid out, and I will, you know, start the process of sewing them together. There'll be a reveal, you name it, the whole 9 yards. It'll be fun. I have really enjoyed this series, and I hope that you guys have too. And maybe we will be doing another one of these, possibly, because this book is divided into 80 stitch count squares and 112 stitch count squares. So, you know, maybe I can do another, maybe larger blanket with the 112 stitch count. This cord is totally in my way. Something of that nature. Maybe we could work something out and do a second one of these with different squares. So anyways, this week's square is called the Lotus Flower Square. And this is their version of the square. Very pink. And I don't know if you guys can see it very well here, but you can see the corners of the flower actually hang over. They are laying on the top of the edge piece here, which I thought was interesting, and I think it's going to make for an interesting feature when I go to sew all of the squares together. I think it's going to be an interesting you know, little feature in the throw blanket that I'm going to make up. So this is theirs. And then this one is mine. I kept the color scheme pretty much the same. There's not really too much difference in the color scheme that I did, other than this here. Well, I'll show you side by side. Mine is more of a coral. I did a coral color here instead of the white, but I kept the pale pink, and they used a coral color here at the end, whereas I used kind of a bright magenta pink. And then of course I'm still using the beige color for my outer color. I could definitely see myself using this particular square for a garment. You know, maybe a winter jacket of some kind. Now, if I were going to do that, though, I would probably go around the edge one more time, just so that I would have, you know, these kind of laid flat against something, or a little bit of space in between the squares, if that makes sense, because as it is right now, when I go to sew this together, my stitch count for my 80 stitches is back here. It counts these 2 stitches as part, or this chain space as part of my 80 stitch count. So you have 20 stitches across each side. If I were going to use it in a garment, I would probably go around 1 or 2 more times, so that there was a little bit of space between each of the flower petals, especially if I was just going to be using just this square to do a, you know, cardigan or whatever. But anyways, I'm sorry, I drank a soda and now it's, you know, anyways. I really enjoyed working this one. I really did. But, you know, and it I don't know, does it look like a lotus flower? I have no idea. I don't know what an actual lotus flower looks like, really. Which is kind of weird, because I do have a tattoo of a fairy on my back that's sitting inside of a lotus flower. But I didn't draw or design that. I just described what I wanted. And it's on my back, so I don't get to see it very often. Anyways, so I am going to have to block this, obviously. Here's what the back looks like. This is one that I was able to crochet over all of the ends except for these 2 here and this center one, which is from my magic ring. And this one here, I wasn't able to crochet over the top of that, but these ones will be real easy to weave in. You know, I'm sure Benjamin will appreciate that, because he still doesn't know it yet, but I'm gonna pay him to weave the ends in. But so yeah, this is this week's square. I think it would be really pretty to do in purple as well. I don't know. Y'all might see more of this particular square later in later videos, because I really did have a good time making this. It was really easy. It was considered an intermediate square, I believe, but I did not have any problems with it. So yeah, that is what I have for you guys for Granny Square Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your week. I'm going to let you guys go for now. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of this square. And I will see you next week for the Thumbelina square. So, talk to you later. Bye.